So we got free formula samples from our pediatrician that we have been using, and now my son actually likes formula. It took him till his 6-month mark before he actually started wanting to eat it. So we've just been using these free samples in the meantime while Dad lets me build up my frozen stash and eat again. So my son actually ate all the milk that I pumped in the morning, twice at work, and then I would feed him as soon as I get home, and he ate all the milk from 3 pumping sessions before work, at work, and all the frozen bags that were in the freezer. So now that he's taking the formula, we give him formula while I'm gone, and everything that I make at work I am freezing. So right now we're up to about 15 bags. We just started about a week ago, and I noticed no difference in my son's weight gain versus breast milk versus formula. You know, he still seems to be growing at the same rate. It's not like after like a week or two, like we're seeing a dramatic difference of, increasing the amount of formula that we were using, because we started out feeding formula in the evening and only be like 2 ounces. So where we're told to supplement, and truthfully, I don't really think that supplementation really makes a big difference if you're producing enough milk. If you're producing enough milk and you just add a bottle of formula, you might get a decrease in demand for your baby, because your baby is not, requiring, the 3 ounces they would normally want as soon as you get home. But at the same time, you can always pump and freeze that milk to keep your supply up and keep your stash up, because for every ounce of formula that your baby eats, there's a chance that they may not be hungry for milk or may not want to nurse. And there's nothing wrong with formula. I was told by our pediatrician that breast milk just provides more immune support for their immune systems. So we're building up a frozen stash again so that we can use that instead. I mean, we really went through the frozen stash in 5 months. It was no problem. It was completely gone. We had like 1 bag left. So the formula has helped us after I've returned to work. We are doing solids. So we are doing solids. I have started the cube system where we, peel the sweet potatoes, boil them, and put them in the blender. So his favorite are sweet potatoes. Apples are also his favorite. We have green beans in here somewhere, frozen bananas, and he'll take any combination of those 4. Really, he likes his green beans, and I just try to make sure I label the bags and I produce new. We go through the entire supply of sweet potatoes and apples and stuff within about a week and a half. We really don't let them sit in there that much. So that's pretty much it. These are my bags that I pumped for today, and I'm just waiting for them to freeze. So this is 10-9, 5.25 ounces, and then 10-9, 3.2 ounces. And once they are completely frozen, I'm going to add them to our wonderful stash that I'm building back up. I tried to explain to my husband when I went back to work that it took me about, those are our dirty dishes. It took me about 2 months. Every night, it took me about 2 days, every day, to actually build up 1 bag of frozen milk, and it was only about 2 ounces. It would take me 2 days to just pump an extra ounce a day just to have like a frozen bag in case we needed more milk in the freezer. And we went through 20 bags of it as soon as within 3 months of me going back to work. So, here are my bottles. I boil my bottles sometimes, because sometimes the steam bags are like really expensive, and it's just cheaper to just use some water and just steam and boil all the bottles. His bowls that we serve his food in, I also boil. They're completely microwave and heat safe. They don't have any BPA. I think these are if they're not by Gerber, they're by somebody else. Nuke or Munchkin. I also boil his spoons because their stomachs are so sensitive to bacteria. So I always make sure I boil all his spoons. I boil his bowls for about 5 or 10 minutes, and I boil the bottles. because it just made sense to me. If you boil the bottles and the nipples to sanitize them, and you put milk and you put other things in there, and your formula only lasts for 1 hour after it makes contact with your child's mouth, then why would you just wash these out in soap and water and then hang them back up? You know, you need to boil these too. So I boil everything. This is our bottle thingy. I forgot who this is, but I think it's by Munchkin too. Love it. We had the lawn before, and the lawn just took up so much space, and that we couldn't fit anything on here. And I kind of just, I use every space that I have to put different pieces. You know, I put the little white pieces here if I can, because they fall down in here, and you don't want them sitting in here for long, because the moisture gathers down there. And you, as you can see, like if you're cooking near there, there's little particles of food that go down in there too. So you also want to be careful when you're cooking if you have your bottle rack near you. Little pieces like this always need to be sterile, and I always check these out and make sure they don't have any dots. And like this one, I think has like a piece of lint in it, and I'm just so meticulous about cleaning the bottles and everything and making sure everything's clean. So that's just my help. I also take passies. All his passies, any passies that he uses for the day, I wash out with soap and water, and then I put them right on in here, because people will take your passies and you rinse them off in water and give it back to the kid, but you boil everything else. So it just doesn't make sense to me to boil everything else, but then a passy hits the floor a few times and all you do is rinse it off in cold water. Some people are different. A lot of people, you know, they don't even change their diapers as soon as they're wet. I change my son's diaper as soon as it's wet. I don't wait for it to get full or just keep putting a bunch of A&D ointment in it. You know, as soon as his diaper is wet, he's getting a new diaper. As soon as I find out it's wet, he's getting a new dry diaper. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, these are my tips. Boil the bowls and the lids and the spoons that you put their food in. If you're boiling bottles and steaming bottles, you need to boil the bowls too. Boil the spoons, and I mean even this, after he's sick, I boil the baby Tylenol dispenser. I take it apart and I boil it. That way when he's, you know, if he's sick again, and we need to use it, we're not introducing the same germs and bacteria that have been sitting on it for God knows how long. Anyway, if there's any tips or any questions you have for me, give me, just inbox me. I also boil the nose thing. After he's sick, I wash it and I boil that too. Everything gets boiled. There's not something that I don't use on him that doesn't get boiled if it goes in his mouth.